A System 11 Fire MPU board came to me for repair, and it had a bit of corrosion here that was on U41, the 6821, so I removed it, put a socket in, and installed one of my NOS chips. I have replaced the power header, and I've got one transistor at Q7 to replace, but I wanted to show you this header at J8 where corrosion had dripped down and it had hit this male header badly. You can see this pin is so corroded it won't even conduct anymore. There's no way to fix that. You have to replace the header. I had this board on the bench already, and I knew this pin was connected, but I wanted to test for other issues before I came back to fix it. And sure enough, column 8 of the switch matrix was not operating properly. So let's get this replaced and test it again. And here is that Fire MPU. And to go over what I did with it one more time, I installed NVRAM, replaced this power header at J17, a corroded header at J8, and replaced the drive transistor at Q7, which had blown up real well. And then the 6821 at U41 was corroded, and I'm taking care of all that. So I have the game booted up. Let me boot it again. And the LEDs, you can see, are doing what they're supposed to do. And the lamp matrix is operating. So let's put it into test. Music test. So all of those are working properly. And display test. By the way, I have taxi ROMs in the soundboard. And this game, Fire, is a dual 7-digit display. Alpha's on the top and just numeric on the bottom. The next test is sound test. So all those sounds are coming from the MPU board, which shows that the MPU board sound section is working properly. Lamp test and single lamp test. The next test is coil test. And those two LEDs that are on are the flipper enable circuits. This is the AC select relay, or A side, B side, and this is the A side and the B side. So you'll see the relay turn on, and then the coil drive circuit will fire. Here's the transistor that was shorted, the one that just fired at Q7. And here's the special solenoids. And they're being driven by the MPU. I can simulate a switch closure on each of them. It shows you that the circuitry with the 7402s is working properly. And the next test is switch levels. And it says I've got switch 2 on. On Fire, that is a switch that tells the game whether it's in the AC select mode, I believe. Yeah, so I just turned it off. That's interesting. So I can put my test rig into data east mode or not. Well, that's why it's reporting that. So let's go through these switch levels. And I'm going to go through the bottom row, or rightmost column, sorry, to show you that all those are working properly. This is interesting. Yeah. Let me turn that back on. Well, it says O2 ball tilt, and that's because of one of the switches that I have set on my test rig. Cool. We just did switch edges, really. And that's it. The CPU board is good to go. Let me set it to free play. And I believe I just did that. Yep, so we're on free play. And the game will reboot. And it says free play, so everything's working properly. Thanks for sending it.